Hello, friends. Welcome back. Thanks for joining me. I'm Coach Lisa, and I want to talk to you about what's on my heart today. And what's on my heart today is getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. Now, why is that on my heart today? Honestly, my son is struggling. I have 2 adult children, and Matthew has really been struggling this week. And that's hard. That's hard to watch, right? As a mom, as a dad, just as anybody who witnesses someone you love suffering. Not fun. And so it's got me thinking about this idea of getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. And it's a bit of a radical concept, but I think we're ready. I think we're ready for that. I think we're at a place where we can recognize that this old concept, if you will, of muscling through it, right? Manning up, power through it, right? That doesn't work. I really think we're there, right? I think in general, the general consensus is that we're beyond that. And we're at a place where we recognize the need for healing, the need really to contend with our stuff. And so right now, Matthew is really, really in that place where he is face to face with his drama and trauma. And of course, it takes me back to my drama and my trauma and those challenges when I was where he is at right now. And I look back on it now, of course, through a whole different lens, right? When you're not in the throes of it, you can step back from it, see it kind of panoramically and objectively, if you can, and see it as something, as a time and an experience that served me well, ultimately, right? If you choose not to run from it, if you choose to confront it, right? Because this concept of getting comfortable with the uncomfortable is going to require some things from you, right? It's going to require some grit, some courage. And it's going to require, a bit of a strategy, right? It's going to require you to be intentional and deliberate about your healing journey, to increase your awareness about when you're uncomfortable and seize the opportunity before you go into reactive mode, right? Because our reactive mode is to mitigate the uncomfortable feelings, right? To fill the gap with something that feels better, right? So it's going to take a strategy. It's going to take a plan to really recognize the triggers when you're uncomfortable and turn into them rather than away from them, right? Because you need to heal and you need to release, right? You need to let the old stuff go and make room for the new. And that's really where Matthew's at right now. And so I thought, wouldn't it be a good opportunity to just kind of seize this lesson and offer it, put it out there. So why? What's the advantage of getting comfortable with the uncomfortable? Well, it's kind of twofold, right? So the first part of that is simply that you heal, right? Which is what we just talked about, right? The healing is the first reason why we should adapt this idea of getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, because there's value in it. There's healing, right? And the second part is the empowerment that comes from it, right? Because you come out, if you're brave enough to see the process through, you come out different than you went in, right? You come out empowered, more aware of your true self, who you see yourself through a new lens, right? You see yourself as the overcomer, right? The warrior that you are. So every opportunity you have to get comfortable with the uncomfortable is an opportunity for growth, empowerment, right? Which is going to lead you down exciting paths that you otherwise wouldn't have taken, right? Because the person that doesn't believe in yourself, the one that doesn't believe, isn't going to take the paths that the new you, the empowered you, is going to take, right? That old you, that one who's afraid to confront your drama and trauma, is going to take only paths that are comfortable, right? And there's no growth there, right? So there's significant reasons to embrace this new idea, right? Because you're worth living, truly living, not just existing. You want to thrive, right? So embrace this new idea and look at all of your challenges through the lens of opportunity. Give gratitude for them and work through them so that you can move on to bigger and better things. And that's just the long and the short of it, right? You have to get uncomfortable in order to grow and come into a new understanding of your power, right? Now, if you saw my video on Change Your Mind, I gave, and if you haven't seen it, again, I'll post the link in the description below. But I gave 3 examples in that video of times in my life when I changed my mind. And it significantly improved not only my current reality, but also my future reality. So I'll just take the first example because I don't want to get into all of that old video in this video. But in the first example I gave, I talked about my high school monologue. So I was so uncomfortable with this assignment. As a senior in high school, I knew this assignment was up and coming. And so I was so uncomfortable that I preemptively decided to take the 0. Seriously. How uncomfortable does one have to be to preemptively choose, nope, I'm out, taking the 0. That was pretty uncomfortable. Okay? Until I changed my mind, right? And, which is, right, change your mind is so big, so big. And if you haven't adapted and adopted that concept, revisit that one. That's key. That's key. It will serve you so well. I promise. I promise. So, In all three of those examples I gave in that video, I had to get really uncomfortable. And I look back on it now and I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful for those opportunities to get uncomfortable, because it forced me to turn in, to dig deep, to find the warrior within, to rise up, right? In victory. Not just in the moment, because in the monologue example I gave, I changed my mind. I did the monologue. Not only did I do it, but I nailed it. And I was one of 5 A's in my senior class in that assignment. Because I changed my mind. So it served me not only in the immediate circumstance, but also long term, because potentially, and I said this in that video, I'll say it again, potentially, had it not been for that monologue and that opportunity where I did something I never thought I could, I changed my mind. This thing started to grow inside of me. This belief in myself started to grow. And I saw myself through a new lens. And I did the assignment, I did it well, and I got an A on the assignment. But it is also potentially true that I might not be who I am today if it weren't for that monologue. If it weren't for that experience in my life where I changed my mind, I got really uncomfortable, and I used it for my good. Just, it's a shift in perspective. And little by little by little, the warrior within rises, right? Beauty from ashes. Beauty from ashes. Right? And that's what happens when you change your mind. So how about we get comfortable with the uncomfortable and sit and wonder of the possibilities, the endless possibilities that are here to serve us. You don't know what you don't know. All things are possible. But there is a warrior within. So embrace the opportunities that you are presented with in your life to seek that out. It's a game changer. Let's get comfortable with the uncomfortable, because there's so much growth. There's so much personal growth in it. You're okay. We're okay. Let's be brave, because changing your mind and about getting comfortable with the uncomfortable is going to take some grit on your part. It's going to take some courage. It's going to take intentionality. Deliberately, intentionally choosing to allow yourself to be uncomfortable, to let yourself heal, and to grow and change and thrive. Let's thrive. Yeah, we have each other. We're here for each other. We support one another, right? We grow together in unity and in love. So, don't shy away from the uncomfortable. It's just the refining fires. And you'll rise like the phoenix that you are. Until next time.